Today, I want to talk about something very close to my heart, the Lo-Fi anime girl. We got to start back in the Stone Age for this. As you can see, this is a family in prehistory. They just really jammed a stick through an animal. This is going through both holes here. Anyways, they didn't study back then. So this was a non-issue for them. So we can go up to the Middle Ages. These guys didn't study either. All they did was pick hay and get whipped. So again, not an issue for them. It's not until we get into maybe the 1700s here. Now we're starting to study, but they kind of had a leg up on things because they had beautiful music like Mozart and Jealous Salieri. You know, they had good things to study too. But again, a little too complicated and a little too clear. You get to the early 1900s and we all know how they studied there. You know, they just got yelled at and hit with rulers. So again, we still have this issue. And as you go through time, things start looking about the same. The 50s, they were too busy doing dumb dances. The 60s, they were too busy doing drugs. The 70s had these guys. The 80s had these guys. The 90s, we're getting there, right? Music is okay, but still, you can't really study the things. 2000s, we're finally making some headway because we started just listening to beats. All the music sort of kind of started sounding the same because we were making the same beat factories. So around this time, we as a culture decided that we liked our music to be lo-fi. This is when records started coming in, right? So everybody had their own record collection. Record stores started getting in. We liked low fidelity because we just come from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. Everything was glossy. Everything was high fidelity. We were just a little tired of it. Why am I saying this? Well, there was a man, his name was Chilled Cow. That was his online name. He wanted to fix this problem. He wanted the Berenstain Bears effect. What do I mean by that? We all know it's Berenstain Bears, but a lot of us swear it was Berenstein Bears growing up. Never was. They were always AIN. It was never EIN. The idea with this music channel is he wanted to create music that was at once recognizable, but also never really existed. Right? So you could listen to it, but you couldn't sing along with it, which was important because that puts you in study mode. So in 2015, he uploads Chilled Cow and starts playing music. He starts using this drawing here. This is from Miyazaki film, Whispers of the Heart, taken directly from there. He would move slowly. You would see the pen move. You would see her head move. And he would just play this lo-fi hip hop and stream it. This went on for 13,000 hours. It was eventually stopped. Why? Because of this girl. He used this picture without permission, so it was taken down. Copyright was thrown on it. Dmitry Samagai, I swear that's his name. Russian some guy. He changed it. He took this picture of the Miyazaki and he just changed it slightly, just a little bit. He made the GoBots out of the Transformer. Since then, it's been streaming nonstop except for one pause in 2022. Enough people complained that they just restarted it. So it's been going ever since. There are no plans to stop. There's a whole cottage industry of these lo-fi, right? She has friends. She has other pets. There's her in the rain. There's her sipping tea. There's Sunday morning jazz lo-fi. There's Saturday evening techno lo-fi. The whole idea is that it is ambiance music that you can ignore, but will also help you focus. What is it? It's Xanax, everybody. He created Audio Xanax. And I must say, Lofi Beats Girl has gotten me through every single piece of comedy I have ever written in my life. I think I've streamed Lo-Fi Girl more than I've watched anything ever, except maybe Star Wars. I think that's the one thing I've watched more. It's incredible. I think this is the best channel on YouTube. I think it's the best thing on the internet. And I am here to say that Lo-Fi Anime Girl is extremely not guilty and will never be guilty. That's it. I rest my case.
I have to agree. I didn't realize writing comedy to Lo-Fi Girl might be a good option, so I'm going to have to check that out, but that is indeed not guilty.
If only there's editing podcasts to music. That would be a little difficult, though, right?
It
No,
would be.
I do it
Am I
all the
right,
time.
folks?
I throw on some Sigur Rós and I just edit.
Sigur Rós, yeah, that's very, very similar. That's
Yeah.
like lo-fi Enya.
Yeah.